two flagships, two mindsets. The GoPro Hero 13 is a classic forward-facing action cam with big frame rates and long run times. And on the other hand, the Insta360 X5 is a true 360 camera with similar capabilities that lets you shoot first and pick the angle later. If you care about creative flexibility, of course the X5 has the advantage. You're getting 8K 360 videos with the AI boosted PureVideo mode for incredibly clean low light settings. It's crazy. As well as 72 megapixel 360 photos, FlowState stabilization with a true 360 degrees horizon lock, and of course the Invisible Selfie Stick for those drone-like third-person shots. Oh yeah, and plus a new replaceable lens design, so a little scuff isn't the end of your day, or actually the end of your camera. Like in the past, a little scratch and the camera, you gotta send it in. Now that's a thing of the past, which is huge. It's also waterproof up to 50 meters and it runs a good 93 minutes at 8K 30 FPS and even longer in endurance modes. Right, so a lot of talking for the X5, and there is much more. That was just scratching the surface. But the strengths of the GoPro Hero 13 are real too. We get up to 5.3K at 60 Hz, the hyper smooth stabilization, HDR and HLG, and also 10-bit color G-Log for the classy GoPro colors, as well as finally faster Wi-Fi 6 transfers. Then the battery life is pretty excellent too, with around 2.5 hours of continuous runtime, although only at full HD 1080p 30 frames per second, it will drop down to 1.5 hours, so that's around 90 minutes with the highest 5.3K 30 FPS resolution mode. So if you live in the single lens POV world, then this is great. But for a one-take capturing of everything around you, whether it's vlogging, it's riding, it's driving, for groups, for BTS behind the scenes, the X5's shoot now and point later, or reframe later, these workflows yield just more keepers with fewer retakes. But the main question for this video actually is an action camera like the Hero 13 as a single purpose-built camera actually still useful in 2025? Just think about it. Nowadays, any phone can capture the same or even better footage quality. And secondly, as the X5 is so hyper versatile, basically a jack of all trades, can the video quality keep up with the Hero 13? Because if so, that would have huge implications. So yeah, it's going to be interesting. So let's jump right in. New drip. Got the new drip from Insta360 and from GoPro, the X5, the brand new X5 and the brand new Hero 13. And by the way, if you're interested already, then check out the product links in the description. I will list and link the best deals for you here now. Let's check it out. Let's start with some paper specs. First of all, the sensor, the capturing element. Now look at that, the Hero 13 with 1 by 1.9 inches, and the sensor has an 8:7 aspect ratio. And the bigger one, the X5 with 1 by 1.28 inches with an assumed 4:3 aspect ratio. The size difference is staggering, not to mention the X5 has two of them. And more size means bigger pixels, which means more light capture, better low light, as well as less noise and better dynamic range. All of that is very, very important for action video. So I don't understand why GoPro is chipping out on this sensor. The X5 with 4K resolution with a larger sensor will deliver better quality than the Hero 13 with 5.3K resolution, but with a smaller sensor. And this will be put to the test later. Then we have the processing chip. The X5 is offering 5 nanometer technology, while the Hero 13, just as the name, offers 13 nanometers. Goes without saying that 5 nanometers is way more advanced tech. It's faster, it's more efficient, less energy consumption, smaller, less heat generation. And thanks to the dual sensors, unlimited reframing possibilities are possible as well. Very similar specs when it gets to the wide angle capture, although the wide angle itself is bigger for the X5 than for the Hero 13. The X5 wind guard is now also extremely advanced. The Hero 13 can compete, we will check that in detail later on, as well as the stabilization. We also have waterproofing and the battery and runtime, and also the charging speed is much faster for the X5. So the price, as you can see, is $100 more for the X5, but you will get 2 sensors, 360 videos, a wider angle and much better specs and even better versatility all in all. Next, of course, this cannot wait any longer. We gotta compare the footage quality. The X5 is shooting in the single lens mode with 4K resolution and the GoPro is shooting at 5.3K resolution. So more resolution, at least on paper, but as we already know, the sensor is much smaller and this will show up right here and right now. Less dynamic range for the GoPro, but more noise. Under optimal daylight conditions, it is very similar, as you can see, which was the point to be proven. The X5 can compete with the Hero 13 even in the prime use case that the GoPro Hero 13 delivers. It is very similar, but when it gets to low light situations, oh boy, GoPro is not equipped for that whatsoever. The smaller sensor really breaks down right here. Super noisy, virtually no recognizable details, while the X5 with the proprietary PureVideo mode delivers crazy results. Really crazy, look at that. That's the triple AI chip architecture at work. We literally have 3 chips for the X5 versus 1 chip for the Hero 13. The X5 sensor is also 120% larger and it really shows. With 13.5 stops of dynamic range, it is rivaling professional cameras. Before we get to the second lens, both of these cameras offer different wide angle presets, so check it out, the GoPro right here. Down here we have a linear view mode with horizon lock, then the linear wide view, super wide, and the hyper view with the widest view angle. And here we also have linear and we have D-warp, ultra, action and the mega view right there. The mega view is already delivering more than the hyper view right there. The hyper view is more comparable to the D-warp mode actually, so that's like comparable. So the wide angle is much crazier for the X5, but there is actually in the free frame or in the me mode. So here in the free frame video, now this will unlock the max view. Look at that, what a crazy difference. We're looking at the unlocked 170 degrees max view FOV with the X5 in the single lens mode, and as you saw, the widest Hero 13 mode delivering 156 degrees field of view. A pretty wide fisheye for the X5. Next, let's bring in the second lens. This time we will not only look for the same quality differences, but now we also get started with the convenience factor and creative possibilities. So as you can see, on any two-wheel device, for example, you can mount the Hero 13 only facing one way, but the X5 will capture the front and the back perfectly, and there is no stitching needed for now. So it will capture the front view and the back view. For this result you would actually need 2 GoPros. And again, in good lighting scenarios, both cameras deliver great results, but in low light, damn! Same as before, the Hero 13 is not usable at all. No details, super noisy. The video just breaks down completely, while the X5, even in the 360 mode, delivers outstanding results, as you can see. Is there still someone out there who doesn't know that? Check this out, the X5 will hide the selfie stick completely, while the GoPro obviously doesn't. That's the stitching magic that will give you this epic third-person look. You can make it look like you're being filmed by another human or even by a drone when you get yourself one of the longer sticks. This is where it starts to get really creative. The Hero 13 can switch to a mode with horizon lock, linear plus horizon lock, right there. And in this mode, check this out, the roll axis is actually fixed to the horizon. Again, now the roll axis is already fixed to the horizon. But of course, all other axes are not. So for example, panning, of course, well, there is no change to the horizon line, but there is one axis that causes troubles, namely the yaw axis. Of course, when you go up and down, the GoPro cannot compensate for that. And now compare that to the X5, so no matter how you turn, rotate or wherever you point it, the horizon will always be fully locked. And even more important, the subject. Whatever might happen, the subject will not be lost, it will not be cropped, it will always be captured. And that's gold, especially in high-risk action-based scenarios where, for example, a head cut-off is really annoying. So check it out. The subject will never be lost, no matter what you do. It is actually amazing. It's laser locked on you while the GoPro just is all over the place. But before that, we need one more basic comparison, the sound. Insta360 offers easy to use accessories for amazing sound like the Mic Air that also doubles as a remote control. You can only get the transmitter or you can also get the full package, the Mic Air transmitter plus a receiver that you can also use for a smartphone or any USB-C device. But here we will just compare the onboard sound because the Hero 13 accessories are very pricey. So let's go. Sound check while moving, 1, 2, 3, let's go. Sound check while moving, 1, 2, 3, let's go. Sound check while moving, 1, 2, 3, let's go. Sound check while moving, 1, 2, 3, let's go. So as you can hear, with a lot of movement, the freshly developed X5 wind guard still delivers amazing sound, but the GoPro is a pain to listen to. Same for wind noises, of course. Check this. We now have arrived at a point where GoPro can't even compete anymore. The X5 basically is a multi-camera setup in one slim device. You can just place it somewhere and it will capture you in the front. It will capture the car on the left, the car on the right, even the sky above. It's all captured, and later on any video can be exported out of this literal 360 degrees sphere. Here we have the apps quick for GoPro and Insta360 for the X5. Check this out. They just came out with 2.0 with an upgraded keyframe editor, one tap to switch perspective presets, quick scenes captures and an edit assist hub. Oh, that's actually brand new. It's huge. For the desktop experience, you also get a fully fledged editor aside to the tool to actually export the 360 videos and track keyframes, subject tracking, all of that good stuff. GoPro doesn't offer any desktop software and the app is also still a bit lacking, but regardless, let's connect to the devices. We need to turn them on, of course. And now let's click here, turn on Bluetooth, of course, give it all the permissions. So the X5 right there. Okay, let's confirm it right here and connect, and the GoPro. So there we go. More permissions to give. We also have a proxy mode for enhanced workflow. Come on, GoPro. Maybe a little restart. Oh well, you can't do anything with this app anyways, at least when it gets to the editing. And not only that, Insta360 is very fast with new firmwares, app upgrades, presets, you name it, but I will do this later. We have all the clips on the camera right here. You don't need to download them to your phone. We can edit straight off the wireless connection. And as you can see, there are so many tools. We have the AI view, we have upgraded de-warp options, smooth zoom, flexible framing. The playback is extremely smooth. We can zoom around, scroll around without any lag. We can use AI features, we can use an editor. This is a fully fledged editor. You can even add keyframes manually, but of course for this we can also use deep track, start tracking, check this out. Also tracking is super smooth and accurate. Really there is so much to play around with. But what's even funnier, aside from the huge community, are all the awesome presets. For example, flash cut, tons of awesome looking cinematic presets. And then there is also the shot lab with really cool effects like the sky swap, AI warp and other funny effects. And using all of these is super easy and simple. Just click on this, then click use this theme. Then we can select any of these clips. Okay, so let's clip it right here. And all of that is completely free and also super fast. So that's the default setting right there. We can customize this and then we can choose an effect, nebula sunset right there. Now another round of processing. And now check this out. How amazing is that? And there are tons of different effects and funny things that you can try out inside the app. You can straight export to social media, roll planet effect right there, and you will even get tutorials on how to achieve each of these effects. For example, shadow clones right there. Of course, that's a bit more difficult. but you can pull off so many cool things. So just to hammer home this point, it's a multi-camera in one device and the creative possibilities are endless. So if your content is mostly straight ahead, POV, and you just don't want to use your phone for that, for whatever reason, then the Hero 13 delivers a fairly big battery, the hyper smooth stabilization, HLG and the G-Log, HDR, 10-bit colors, maybe the advantage when it gets to the GoPro, and you know, the GoPro color, if you're into that, straight out of the box. But if you want just more usable shots with less setup, basically almost zero setup, you can place this wherever you want, doesn't matter. Then go with the X5, especially as you saw now with the 8K 30 capture, the video quality is very, very good. Of course, the AI PureVideo for low light settings, mind-blowing, 72 megapixel 360 photos. Then also the 4K 60 single lens mode is just 1.3K less basically than the GoPro, very similar results. It is keeping up with the Hero 13 easily. And of course, the reframing in post is both good and bad. It's an extra step in the workflow, but you can do so much. Zooming in, zooming out, reposition everything, it's crazy. You can make one recording look like 50 times different over and over again, you get the point. You have the Invisible Selfie Stick, the third person look, all of that, you just can't do it with the GoPro. And now the ruggedness factor is also dropped thanks to the easily replaceable lenses. There was a huge PETA, but that's finally solved. One less benefit for the GoPro, making the X5 an even bigger no-brainer, and once they unlock the 10-bit color, it's game over. Then the last, literally aside from the GoPro color, that's the last lifeline GoPro actually has. But for regular users, you won't even notice a difference. 10-bit color is for heavy post-production color grading and stuff like that. Who does that? No one. Anyways, the X5 is a full creator toolkit in one compact body that cannot easily be replaced by any smartphone like the GoPro can. Also up to 50 meters, waterproof. It posts longer endurance, a much bigger battery than the GoPro one. Really, I said quite a few times that the GoPro has a large battery, but compared to the Insta360 X5 battery, it's pretty much twice the size. A negligible point. So especially for any moment that you cannot retake or restage, whether it's a trip or group scenes or sporting events, the X5 will simply capture everything. You will not miss a thing and you will unlock tons of different perspectives, all from just one 360 recording. And that's why my pick for most creators is hands down the X5. It's a hyper utility camera, it's versatile, we get very similar video quality, but just so many more features, modes, possibilities, it's not even funny. So if you're thinking about getting yourself a GoPro, just get yourself a rugged case for your phone. But of course, both of these cameras are of course definitely drippy, so check out the product links in the description if you're interested. I will list and link the best deals for you, but before you go, smash that like button, then subscribe, ring the bell and click all to never miss amazing tech magnet videos. That's it for this one, enjoy your day and I will see you soon.